So in this episode of Student Success Stories, we have Des. She goes by Des. Desiree is her full name. She's really awesome. She's killing it. I'm so excited for her to just dive into her experience so far and just what this journey has looked like for her. I don't want to go too far in her story because she'll share that with you, but just to kind of touch on some numbers, Des is a full-time mom, first of all, so she's already super busy, but she started this business in March. She ended up joining us at Econ Babes in April, and her sales have been great. You know, April she did $4,000, May she did $4,000. I think I'm touching on this right. June, we're halfway through June. It's June 15th. She's at $4,000. So it's looking like she's going to have an $8,000 month, six-figure business, which is really cool. So I'm so excited for your future here with the momentum that you have. Like, you are on a clear path to a seven-figure business. I cannot wait for that. So Des, thanks for being here. Thank you for taking some time to share your story with us. How's it going and where are you from?
Good. Thanks for having me. I am from a tiny town in Arizona called Safford, born and raised here. I left for a couple of years, but I came back because it's where my mom is.
So I know you kind of talked to me a couple minutes ago about what you were doing before, or the experience that you had before. I know some people come into this and they're like, they've already had a business, or some people are brand new to e-commerce. So what was your experience in e-commerce like before joining Econ Babes?
I wouldn't necessarily say I had any experience in e-commerce, but I did. I am part of an MLM that just sells like strictly makeup. I was a makeup artist. I've been a makeup artist for 7 years. So that's kind of what I have done. The bulk of my like adult life is makeup, and that business kind of just fit really well into like the nooks and crannies of my life. But I was kind of just burnt out with that, and I wanted something that I could call my own. And so that's kind of when I took the turn to start my own business.
Yeah, and what made you decide to join us here?
So I was getting my eyebrows done and my eyebrow lady, she's younger than me, so I shouldn't call her that, but she was telling me about this business that she wants to start. And this was right after I had started my boutique. And she was like, yeah, I joined this thing called Econ Babes. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. And I was like, no. And it's really weird that both of us, like from this tiny little town, are part of it, because, you know, there's not a ton of businesses here. So anyway, she told me about it. I went home, Googled it, and like literally was signed up within a week, because I was just like, this is awesome. This is what I need. I was feeling kind of stuck and lost, like where I was, because I didn't really know. I had everything laid out. You know, all my branding was done. My website was up. I had launched. I was successful from the get-go. But then I was like, okay, how in the world am I gonna like grow this now? So I needed that. I needed this.
It's so true. I feel like a lot of people just think it's okay, I've built the website, I have the suppliers and stuff, but then it's like, now what do I do with it? And it's actually a real problem. Like, you can have the most beautiful website in the world, but if you don't know how to get customers, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Talk about divine timing though. I'm a big believer in the universe, or, you know, maybe some people resonate with God, whatever it is, something bigger than us. And it seems like you were meant to be there at the right time for a reason.
Yeah, totally. Because and she's still like growing her business too. And so we've been able to connect like with each other because we're both doing the same thing. So we'll like text each other questions, and it's been super cool to have her like along the journey too. So I feel like a lot of people don't get that. So
yeah, it's such a crucial part of being in business for yourself and just being a bigger thinker. Like, you really are who you surround yourself with, and you become who you surround yourself with. So I like that you guys do stay in touch. And on that topic, has the community, like the other Econ Babes, have they been a part of your success? Like, can you kind of touch on that a little bit?
I definitely, so I guess I should touch on that. When I started my boutique, as you can see in the background, I was ordering all of my things. I had no idea what in the world drop shipping was. And it was, as of this month, my company is debt free, but I started, as of the beginning of this month, my company was like $3,000 in debt, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit because I was like, okay, how am I gonna dig myself out of this? And so whenever I initially like signed up with Econ Babes, my company was in debt, and I I was just really wanting to get rid of inventory mainly. And so when I was talking with, I think her name is Erin, is who I talked with. Is that somebody who talks with people? So I was talking with her on the call, and she told me about she was kind of really explaining the concept of drop shipping to me. And she told me about a drop shipper that she had recently started like working closely with, and that she thought that she had looked at my website, and she said that the clothes that they had on there like were very similar to what I was already offering. And so I had to really do some research. Like after I got signed up officially with Econ Babes, I had to go in the Econ Babes group. I had to search this, lady's name. Then I had to go to her Facebook. Like I was just totally Facebook stalking. Finally found the company and was able to like get like on a meeting with her and stuff. And I was looking at my sales just through that drop shipper since I signed up with Econ Babes, which is I pretty much signed up with her right after that. And I've done over $3,000 just with her. So I mean, obviously, I tell my husband all the time, like this whole experience has been worth it just for like all the resources that I've gotten from it too. I mean, I didn't even know what drop shipping was. I was just buying all of this inventory and like nobody's buying it, and like just setting myself up for failure from the beginning. So, and then from there, yeah, I mean, I check the Facebook group out daily. Like I'm pretty much all the way through all of like the classes and stuff, but the only thing I haven't done is like the weekly Zoom calls, which I want to start just adding that to my schedule because I feel like those would be super helpful too.
Cool. I love it. So I know week 1, we go really deep on just working through limiting beliefs and mindset work. So have you found that since being here, you've had any personal breakthroughs or personal transformations as well?
I think I've always really struggled with just like being really mean to myself. Like I will start something and I'll be successful at it and I'll be like, okay, well, but this is as good as it's going to get type of thing. And I tend to like beat myself up with words. And I think since joining, just going through that whole entire first week, and whenever I signed up, she told me like, don't skip that. Like, I know that your website's built and all those things, like the beginning might be a little boring for you, but don't skip those steps. And I did, and it took me like an entire month to get through it. But yeah, like my husband and I were able to sit down and have like some super cool conversations. And I just feel like way more confident that, I can grow this business into something huge. Like I was telling my husband at the beginning of this, I wanted to do like $10,000 months. Like I thought that would just be so cool. Like if I could sell $10,000 in products every month, like that would be wild. Like that's what I was thinking. And now I'm like, I could totally do that now. I could do that this month. And I'm like, and I'm only 3 months into my business. So it's just obviously, when you're seeing results in any area of your life, it's because a big part of it is just believing in yourself. And so still working on that every day. I think I will every day for the rest of my life, but I think I've definitely improved in that area a ton.
That is awesome. And I love that you have had that breakthrough, because it's like once you break through that barrier, you do become unstoppable. And it is cool that you are, you could hit 10K this month. You're just right about there. So that's really awesome. What is we're only 3 months in, I guess. So what's your long-term vision? Like, let's say a year from now, where do you want to take this business?
It's kind of crazy that you asked that, because I really haven't even thought of that, because like as of this last weekend is when I hit that like 4K mark. And so I was like, okay, my goal is to be doing $10,000 months by December. And I still have, 6 months to even go to December. So yeah, I think I need to sit down and reevaluate what my goals are. the big, like, huge dream in my head is to eventually, you know, have my own clothing that is branded, you know, with my brand, and I would love to have a warehouse. Like, I already have a building that I like want in my town. Like, it's a huge warehouse. It's for sale. I live in a tiny town, so it's weird that there's even a warehouse for sale. And it actually has a storefront in it, which would be cool, just mainly just to have, like, because my town doesn't have anything. We're lame. And so it'd be cool to have a store, you know, another clothing store here. Anyways, that would just be like fun stuff that I could do. And then in the back, you know, I have a warehouse that I'm just shipping all over the freaking world. Would be super, super awesome. So that's like the long-term goal in my head. I haven't really given myself like a time frame or anything for that, but that's definitely the big dream that I've got going on.
I definitely think you should get really clear on that and set it for a shorter time than you might have in your head, because we have students currently that are doing that. I mean, the girl that was just here in Puerto Rico with me, like, she's only been here for a year and a half now, and that she's at that point. She started just selling products off AliExpress, and now she's at a point where she has a warehouse in the States, and like she has control of everything. Hi.
That's my friend. Say hi.
So cute. What's your name?
What's your name? His name's Sawyer.
So cute. Sawyer. He's adorable.
Oh, he was just checking on me. Okay.
And I also love that he just came in, because it just shows that this is possible for anyone. I think people make excuses like, oh, I have a full-time job, or I don't have time, or I'm a full-time mom. And it's like, moms are making this happen all over the world. Like, you can make this happen with no matter what. I used to work a full-time job and I still made it happen. So, but yeah, I'm glad Sawyer came in so you could bring that up again. But yeah, so that is though, Des, like, that doesn't have to be a huge, like, long-term dream. Like, I make that happen in the next year, because other ecom babes have done it with zero experience. And so there's no reason why you can't. You know, some of these girls have full control over everything, warehouses in the United States, manufacturing, like, they are completely in control of it now, but it didn't start like that. They worked. Yeah. So that should really be everyone's goal. Everyone watching this, like, don't just come into this thinking you're going to be selling a bunch of products that you might not want to sell or that aren't customized the way you want. We have to be long-term thinkers. We have to be scrappy and lean, do what Des is doing, and then get to a point where it's like, okay, now I have the funds, I have the flexibility, now I've proven my concept, manufacturers will take me seriously, now I can create what I really want.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Okay, so I guess really just you've touched on everything I wanted to talk about. I would say at this point, I want to end on this question of just giving someone advice, right? There's a lot of moms out there that want more for themselves. There's a lot of people out there that want more for themselves, but they have limiting beliefs. Can I do this? Is this for me? Like, will this work for me? So whether it's a fellow ecom babe or someone wanting to join ecom babes, they're feeling on the fence, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that, you know, I look at, like, just all of the people that I know personally that are successful, and every single person has a dream. It doesn't matter if you are a mom, and being a mom is really, really it takes up every single ounce of energy. It really does. I actually did a little vendor event on Saturday, which was super successful, but like, I literally wanted to like crawl in a hole and just not come out for like 10 days after that, because I was so exhausted. But I had to go pick up my kids, and I had to keep being a mom, and that's literally what being a mom is all the time. And it's so funny that like you bring up being a mom, because whenever I was initially watching like your video of you know, like just your marketing video. Yes, I'll get you some in just a minute, okay? Whenever I was watching that video, I was like, okay, but like, I don't think she has kids. Like, and I was like, there's no way, like, I could do that. And I was totally thinking that. Like, I was like, no, there's no freaking time. Like, when am I going to do these classes? When am I going to? And my husband he's a pusher. So he pushed me and he said, no, I think this is something that would be really, beneficial. I literally had to like sit down and figure out, okay, when in the world am I going to fit this into my day? So I was getting up at 5 a.m. for the first month of doing Econ Babes to get that bulk work done. And now I've found different areas of my life, but you can fit it in. Like, I mean, I don't watch TV anymore. So I've had to give that up because I really am a huge like Netflix binger. Like, I will binge watch a show. And another thing is, I feel like a lot of times as moms, we think that we don't deserve breaks. And we just go, and then eventually we burn out. And that's what I've done in anything I've ever done since being a mom. I will get passionate about something and I'll go, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm tired now. And then I'll move on to something else. And I think taking the breaks is really, really important too, but also having the like discipline to keep going after those breaks, because moms deserve breaks, and we should give ourselves those breaks. We shouldn't kill ourselves to get where we want to go, but we should always like just keep going on that path, and just because our kids are watching us. And I have a daughter. I had a daughter in January, and I think just having her, my company is named after her, and I think having her and having this baby girl watching every single move I'm making for the rest of my life has inspired me to show her that it doesn't matter what she wants to do, whether she's a mom, whether she decides not to be a mom, whatever. Both of my kids can watch me for their entire lives, just get whatever I wanted to get, regardless of the fact that I was a mom, while also being a semi-decent mom. So I will never claim to be the best mom in the world, but I will claim to try my absolute best to provide them with everything their little hearts desire, and also to show them how to work hard for what you get. So that's my spiel.
Oh, that was awesome. Like, thank you so much for hitting on that, because I can't speak from being a mom. I have 2 dogs, which are so much work. So like, I don't know how you do it with like little kids. And before this, I did have jobs, so I was really busy, but I know that being a mom is like a whole new world. And I get so inspired by the amount of moms that come through here and do so well, like are committed, they make it work. Moms are like super heroes. It's insane what you guys can do. And I just know that another mom is going to watch this and feel so inspired in a way that I couldn't inspire her. So I really appreciate you just like opening up and sharing that with people. And I know that this message will really resonate with someone and potentially like completely change their life. So thank you so much for sharing everything you have today. You are such an inspiration. You're freaking killing it. I'm so excited for you. So thank you for being here.
Yeah,